Hello, everyone. Kira here, back with another article. Found this one on Forbes, and the title is 3 Tips for Anyone Recovering from Lucky Girl Syndrome, according to a psychologist. And this is what it said. Lucky Girl Syndrome, a trend popularized on TikTok, refers to the idea of developing a delusional faith in your luck and believing in the power of an unwavering positive mindset. People who promote the syndrome, primarily women, promise that believing blindly in your luck without any concrete proof of its effectiveness can lead to great things falling in your lap. Okay, so first of all, I'm not even going to go into the rest of it. I might go out. I'll tell you what their kind of tips are, but what? Huh? First of all, that is riddled with attack. This is somebody that's probably a thinker and MBTI who maybe tried to think positively at one point and things just didn't work out for them. I don't know. I mean, I'm speculating, of course. And it's a really they're generalized sweeping statements. And this person has obviously never looked at any kind of, what happens in our brain chemistry when it comes to, positive thinking, what it does for the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, what it actually transforms, helping to reduce stress, helping to not just manifest things. Let's get away from that a little bit. It's like, oh, I'm going to think positively and $1 million is going to fall in my lap. I get that. That is not, that may happen. It may happen. I've definitely seen people talk in the past about winning the lottery and all that kind of stuff. And it was like really, woo, wow, that's amazing kind of thing. But I think where we could actually go with it is, how does having a positive mindset help to heal our body, help to heal our mind, help to heal our anxiety responses, our depression, that kind of thing? Because the way the brain works, and from a hypnotherapy standpoint, okay, is that you have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind, and you have a super consciousness, right? But that subconscious and conscious mind, they work in tandem with each other. The conscious mind is always looking for problems, danger, potential issues that might come up. This person who's writing this article is clearly in their conscious mind, because they're essentially they're wanting to keep everybody safe, and I do get that. I think that the role of whomever this is decided that they really were trying to be helpful, because some of the answers after this kind of weird attack thing going on was set realistic ambitions. I think that's a great thing. Don't just visualize, take action. I think that's a really positive thing. And then embrace the possibility of failure. I think that that's also a very good thing. So even though we start out rough, and I'll tell you what this fellow's name is, Mark Travers. Okay. So, and he's a PhD. And so when you have your conscious mind, it's always looking for danger, trouble, warning, caution, that kind of thing. And if we're mainly in our conscious mind, we're going to have an abundance of anxiety, because it's looking for the things to be aware of, to fix, The subconscious mind just follows orders. And then you have the observer, you have that person, that instrument within yourself that is able to take a look at all of these things, right? So as a hypnotist, and this is how we explain hypnosis when we work with people, is that we as the hypnotist are going to give positive suggestions, because basically the conscious mind is the gatekeeper. And since the gatekeeper, we can relax the gatekeeper, get the gatekeeper, the conscious mind, focused on other things, then we kind of are able to get to the subconscious mind. When we get to the subconscious mind doesn't have anything on it. It doesn't have a positive or a negative feeling about anything. It just goes, yes, whatever it is. If you got past the gatekeeper, I'm going to say yes to it. right? And so where that could be a problem is, billboard signs when you're driving your car and you're more in your subconscious mind, you automatically get from point A to point B. Don't know how you got there. You're very suggestible in that time, right? And there's a lot of science around suggestibility and a lot of information there. But for this piece of it, let's say you're just kind of letting your conscious mind drive the car, right? And your subconscious mind is just picking up on all those road signs. And the one that is my favorite is I'm thinking Arby's. Thinking Arby's. And that is one of my favorite ones because every once in a while that one hits me and I'm like, I have got to have an Arby's sandwich right now. And they're the worst of all the I know arguably there might be worse out there for us physically, but whatever, I am where I am, okay? I've learned to accept myself and love myself where I am. So your subconscious mind is just absorbing this information. And so what's interesting about this is that you can program your subconscious mind by putting in good information. If you've got good information going in, good information comes out. And it might come out as regulated heart rate, blood pressure. Your body may just start to heal its internal organs. I mean, there's so much evidence to support this that is absolutely a beautiful thing. I mean, even studies have been done on healing broken bones at a faster rate using your mind to do it. And visualization is incredibly powerful. But I agree with him in that visualization is one step. It's one step in the right direction. It's not the only step, right? It's also taking action. Now, Abraham talks about it like this. Abraham Hicks, highly recommend going out and looking her up, is that the inspired action that comes from feeling good or as good as you can possibly feel in the moment. And sometimes that's just kind of okay, or maybe even mad, or maybe, you're just as good as you can feel in that moment. And then you have that inspired action, whatever that inspired action is, you go and take it, and if you're not having any inspired action, that's okay. You can sit in that piece a little longer. You can sit in that balance and feeling of positivity for as long as you like. You're allowed to do that. Now, I will say, when you come off the mountain, you are going to get hit with people doubting your positivity and saying, oh, you can't be this positive. Look, there's dangers. There's dangers here of being positive, which is what this article is suggesting, that if you have a positive mindset, you're setting yourself up for failure. What? I don't think so, my friend. If you have an expectation, then I can definitely see where that could be true. Where you're like, well, fine, I didn't get that $1 million whatever thing that I was trying to attract, and therefore this is all bunk. Well, no, it's not. Because if you feel good, if you feel positive, if you feel uplifted, if you feel joyful, if you feel free, all those things are a benefit. It's not about the money, the house, the car, the relationship. It's about you, loving you and connecting with you. I think that's so interesting. And I think it's so interesting that whoever creatively came up with lucky girl syndrome, lucky girl syndrome, oh my gosh. And the downfalls of feeling inspired in the flow of positivity, of awesomeness, of oneness, of truth. Come on, kids. Come on. We're getting a little bit off track here, I think. I think we really need to honor the fact that we feel good and when we feel good, because our bodies listen to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind dictates every single thing that's going on here. It makes up 95% of who we are. So if it is being engaged in a positive and uplifting and loving way, The natural result of that is going to be overall body balance, mind, body, spirit balance, right? And if spirit is too far for you, it could be emotion, mind, body, emotional balance and peace and connection and connectivity and knowing oneself. Oh my gosh, I really am disappointed in this fella. If my disappointment matters to anyone, probably not, because I can forgive him. I forgive him for not knowing. It is, and I think he might put in a few little caveats here. Yeah, positive visualization affirmations might give you the push you need to reach your goals. However, relying solely on your belief system and ignoring important steps like action, strategy, and evaluation may lead to stagnation. I agree with that. And I also agree with not putting gold glitter over top of your crap. Like if you have emotional stuff going on and you have hard things that are happening and things are difficult and they're challenging for you, you don't go, I'm just going to think positively. Because here's the other function of the conscious mind. The conscious mind goes, no, that's not true. Look at all of the evidence that I have to support how that's not true. And it'll come up in your mind. I mean, just consider it right now. I am the most loved person in the whole world, right? Okay. Hear what comes up, and for some of you that may come up and nothing comes up and you're like, oh, no, yes, I am the most loved person in the world. For me, it's like, well, yeah, but that person doesn't think so. Well, you did that person wrong in third grade or whatever it might be. And so that pulls up the evidence to suggest that what you're saying to yourself isn't true. So I always tell people that if they're going to do affirmations, that they do it with a caveat. They do it more with Ericksonian language patterns where they say, I'm looking forward to feeling more loved in my life and experiencing more loving people in my life. And I'm looking forward to feeling better and better about who I am. And I love trusting myself more and more. You see how it's different from, I trust myself more and more. I'm loved by everyone. I mean, even saying those words almost it irks me. And so when you're in an irked place, there's no amount of visualization. There's no amount of saying all the right words to yourself that are going to actually make that be true. So taking your time and acknowledging, ooh, am I just being way too negative right now? Can I add in a few positive thoughts? And know that if they're too positive, your conscious mind is going to shut you off. And so don't worry, there's no danger in being too positive. There really isn't. There isn't really a danger of being too negative. There is still a balance there. And so finding it for yourself is one of the most important things. So as you find it for yourself, you're going to get more and more balance with it. But yeah, if you got stuff in there, you got stuff going on, you've got emotional upheaval, things are going wrong, know that you can gently move yourself up the emotional scale. You can look up Abraham for that. Or you can just go, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Just like with me with Arby's, I am where I am. I'm getting there. I don't eat it maybe once every 6 months or something. But to me, love it. I love it. And I accept myself in my loving of it from time to time, so take it or leave it. I believe in you. Trust yourself, trust your own guidance. If you see something like this where it's like, oh, I'm not allowed to be a lucky girl. I'm not allowed to be loving and uplifted and uplifting to others. And because I might have a hard crash. Just be realistic with your expectations and go, I'm looking forward to something being good. And I don't know what it is. And I can take my time with it. And I can trust my process. I don't have to get it all done right now. Everything is on its way exactly the way it's supposed to. I'm not in any hurry. I'm not in any rush. And what happens naturally as a result of doing this is that there's a gradual movement instead of I have to be here. I'm here, but I have to be up here. And believe me, nothing will keep you down here longer than going, I have to get here, right? So instead, you just move your way up gently, gently. Be gentle with yourself. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you again soon.